Hi there, so today I'm going to show you how I fix the leather and clean up this Louis Vuitton purse that I found on an auction site. I love it. I'm keeping it for myself, but you will see that there are some splits. Let me show you. There's a little bit of dirt marks. The leather's getting old. You can see right here it hit a split. There's another split there. One here. And one right here. But I love this purse and I don't want to get rid of it. So I'm going to show you how I clean it up and make it wear-worthy again. The inside is pretty good, so I don't have to really do anything in there. But if it did have pen marks in there, you can just use a little bit of hairspray and a damp cloth, and those help get the pen marks out. So I'm going to put this down so I can show you a little bit better my process. So I use just cotton rounds. I have a saddle soap. No particular brand. I just found this one on Amazon and it works. The next one is Loctite Super Glue, the Ultra Gel Control. Apple Care is very important, or any kind of leather conditioner. I just happen to like this one. Found it on Amazon. And a brass cleaner. So the brass cleaner is just some cheap brand. I don't know, I just found it at Meijer's. It was the only one they had in stock, so it seemed to work really well. And then the other thing that I have is just some Meijer brand baby wipes, but it's really important that you get fragrance-free and alcohol-free baby wipes when you're working with your vachetta leather. So the first thing you always want to do before you start working on the leather or cleaning anything like that is you want to make sure that you have conditioned it. So yesterday I conditioned it really well. I actually just conditioned the whole purse. You don't have to, but I just did. But my straps, they're really soft, so I'm even considering putting maybe a finish on them because I can tell that I think this purse is 15 years old and it's getting to the point where it's going to start giving way. So I'm going to try to seal it up maybe, but before you do that, you definitely have to have it cleaned. So the first thing, I just did this crack. I had to restart the video because my boobs kept falling out of my shirt every time I bent over, so I'm like, I better restart it and do a better view from the side. So this is, this was a really big crack here that I just fixed. I put a little bit of glue in there, and then I pushed the crack back together, and I clamped it with this, but I'm gonna show you how I do another one. So this is looking 100% better because before it was just exposed. And I just prefer to do my fixing of my leather first before I start cleaning it. See right here how the leather's getting soft. I think and fraying a little. I think sealing that will help with that. I'm hoping. Here's a nice split for you to see what it's going to look like after. So see here how it's split. And yeah, I have super glue and leather already stuck all over my nails too, so maybe gloves. But these are press-ons, so who cares? So it's split there like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end up putting a little bit of glue in here. I'm going to try to get it so it doesn't come out on the top, because once it comes out on the top, it does darken the leather. So I'm going to try to get it in there as much as I can and then push my corners together, smooth out some of that fray just by pushing it down like that. And then I'm going to clamp it down to let it dry in place. So I'm going to take my glue, stab it in there. Well, the front isn't bad. I guess it's just the back that's causing the problems. I got my glue. I'm going to wipe away my excess a little. Smushing it down, getting that fray smushed down there. And once I got it where I want it, I'm just going to give it a clamp. Oops. just to hold it down so that it can dry. And then I'm gonna go ahead and look for my next crack, which this one turned out nice. This one was a really big one here, and that one turned out really good. It was pretty wide open, and I just did this, clamped it for a couple minutes, smooshed anything soft and peeling. So I have another one right here that's peeling that I'm gonna do the same thing on. And I wish, I keep forgetting to buy more clamps, so this process would go by a lot faster. So I'm just separating it a little bit so I can see where the problem is. Dabbing a little glue. And I'm forming it back to exactly how I want it to look. So I'm going to push it over. Unfortunately, this one wasn't a clean line, so it is going to have a little mark there still, but it's better than an open spot where it can continue to get bigger. Clamp that down there for a second. And there's my other one. So that's how this one looks now. At least it's not exposed anymore, and it's closed. And I actually have this paint color, like a leather repair, and if I take a little tiny dab of it and put it in there, it'll make that dark spot go away, but I don't even know if I want to go through all that because I'm keeping it for myself anyway. And then here's another one. Again, I'm just going to dab this in there. This glue bottle is nice too because it has little, you squeeze the sides to get the glue out so it's just not coming out all over the place and you have some control of your glue. So I'm just pushing again, I'm just pushing the hole back together so it's not or open anymore. And this one's looking really good. If I wouldn't have got glue on the outside of the leather, you wouldn't even been able to tell there was a crack there. See? Just kind of closes the crack back up so that it can't, got one more next to it, so that it can't crack any further for one. And you really can't, I mean you can see a mark, but you can't tell that the leather's cracking off everywhere. It's not even that it's cracking off, it's so soft it feels like it lost its sheen or the protective coating that was on it, and so now it's kind of falling apart. I'm just going to clamp this down. And then I'm going to go on to show you how I clean the vachetta. So with this, I'm just going to take a rag, which is actually an old bathrobe. I picked it because it's white. I just get it damp. And then I'm going to take my saddle soap. Just rub it in here till I get... It's not going to foam up on you, but I like to try to get it to start. Then I just take my... You have to do all the leather. So I just take it and start to rub. See, and you can start to see the dirt coming off. So it's not going to make everything look new again, but it's definitely going to take these handles where they have lightened, where they've darkened, and make it more light like the other handles, or like the rest of the handle. And this is just dirt and oil from somebody's hands. Hand lotion, that'll do it. So you can see how the dirt's coming off. So I'm not going to put you through the misery of watching all of this. So I would do all of the leather on there the same way. I would rub it all clean. And then, in order to remove that soap, because it is drying to your leather, you're going to take your baby wipe and then just start wiping that, all the leather that you just cleaned with the saddle soap. And on the fraying leather, you're going to want to be, a little more careful. And your leather is going to get dark as it gets wet, but it's going to dry, so don't panic. But you can still see that dirt's coming off, so I'm going to sit down and do the whole purse. I'm just trying to show you how to do it. So you would do the baby wipe step after I've already cleaned the whole thing with saddle soap. And you can keep re-cleaning it. If you can just keep going over that part, but I wouldn't continue to scrub. There's going to come a point where it's going to look dark like this, and you're not going to know if you have all the dirt off or not. So you wipe it back down with your baby wipe after you've saddle soaped it. And then I always, it dries pretty quick usually. So once it's looking like it's not soaking wet like this, but once it looks like it's dry, even if it's just a little damp, you're going to want to go ahead and put your Apple Care, your leather conditioner, condition it all up again because you just used saddle soap, which is drying. So you're going to condition it all back up again. And then tomorrow, when you look at it, when it's completely dry, or in a couple hours, and you just still see spots that you want to get cleaned off, or you want to go back over the handles or all the leather again, you can go ahead and do it. You can do it as many times as you want, but just remember that you want to condition before you start it again. So saddle soap, or condition, saddle soap and damp water, not soaking wet, baby wipe, and then condition. Always condition before you restart the process again. And believe it or not, it actually looks really nice once you get it done. You can get a lot of stains out of it, and you can get a lot of dirt out of it. I think I'll be able to get these handles back to match, the other light stuff on here. These little spots, besides the glue ones I just made, I'll be able to get out. And then once I'm done, I'm just going to take a little bit of this brass polish and I barely put any on there, just a tiny little bit. You can either use a cotton to start off, but it looks the best if you used a soft rag afterwards and then buff it, and it comes out really nice. You want to try not to touch any of your leather with it though, so I barely put it on there when I do it. I don't gob it on. You can't even see it. I let it soak into the cotton and then go over it, and it works very well. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me, and as I get other purses in with more repair needs, I will definitely be posting more videos on it, because this one I bought, if you can see, somebody tried to fix it themselves right here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. See? And it's hideous to me. And you can only see it when the light hits it, but see how far around they went around the outside with it? Ugh. I wouldn't have done that. So as soon as I have a purse that needs to be fixed right there, which I think I have one coming, I will post a video on how to fix that and not make it look like somebody put one of those round little Band-Aids over it. So thanks for looking and happy holidays.